Over 65, take one vitamin daily to reverse nerve damage in 2 weeks. To senior health tips. If you've ever felt like your hands or feet are being pricked by hundreds of tiny pins, or maybe like you're walking on crushed glass, I need you to pause right now and pay close attention. What I'm going to share with you today is the exact strategy that helped one of my patients get the feeling back in her fingers in just 2 weeks, using a remedy that you can find almost anywhere and won't break the bank. But listen, here's the scary part. If you brush off that tingling or that numbness, you aren't just tolerating a little discomfort. You are gambling with permanent nerve damage that could lead to nasty falls, losing all feeling in your limbs, and losing your ability to live on your own. The silver lining here is that if we catch this early, we can turn the ship around. And I'm going to walk you through exactly how to do that. I'm Dr. James Caldwell, and I've spent my career helping folks over 60 get their health and energy back. Today, I'm going to tell you about the specific vitamin your nerves are starving for, why it's so effective, the exact dosage you need, and the big mistakes a lot of seniors make that stop them from getting better. Before we dive in, do me a favor and leave a comment down below with your age and where you're watching from. I really enjoy getting to know our community from all over the globe, and hearing from you helps me make videos that actually help you out. Now I want you to be honest with yourself about these warning signs. Do your hands or feet get that asleep feeling when you're trying to drift off at night? Is it getting tough to tell if water is hot or cold just by touch? Are zippers and buttons becoming a struggle, even though your hands look perfectly normal? Do you feel wobbly on your feet, like you aren't 100% sure where the ground is? Or maybe you've got that nagging, burning sensation in your feet that just won't quit. If you nodded yes to any of those, your nerves are screaming for help, and you can't afford to tune them out. Let me break down what's happening under the hood, because once you understand this, it changes the game. Think of your nerves like the electrical wiring in your house, carrying signals from your brain to your fingers, toes, and everywhere else. But here's the issue nobody really explains. These nerves are wrapped in a protective layer, kind of like the rubber insulation on a phone charger. As we get older, especially once we pass 60, our body gets worse at keeping that insulation intact. When that coating wears thin, your nerves get exposed and damaged, and they start sending chaotic signals. That is exactly what triggers the tingling, the numbness, and that awful burning pain that keeps you tossing and turning. Now, here is the part that could change your life. There is one specific vitamin that is absolutely non-negotiable for your body to repair and keep that nerve coating healthy. Without this nutrient, your nerves can't heal, period. But with it, you can actually undo the damage that's already been done. I'm talking about vitamin B1, also known as thiamine. And folks, this isn't just some fad or sales pitch. In my clinic, I've seen incredible turnarounds. I've seen folks who couldn't hold a mug of coffee without spilling it get their grip back completely. I've watched patients who couldn't feel the floor beneath them start walking with confidence again, heading out for strolls without being scared. I've seen people who thought they were done with their hobbies get back to gardening, cooking, and dancing. These aren't miracles. They're what happens when you fix the root cause. This is a regular occurrence when people fix their B1 deficiency the right way. Your body is built to heal. It wants to get better. Your nerves aren't broken forever. They're just out of gas. And B1 is that fuel. Think of it this way. If you drove a car and never changed the oil, the engine would eventually seize up. The metal would grind, wear down, and quit. Well, B1 is the oil for your nervous system. It keeps things running slick, protects those fragile nerve fibers, and ensures messages get from your brain to your body without static. When you're low on B1, you're running your nervous system on fumes. The messages get scrambled. The signals misfire. You get that pins and needles feeling that drives you up the wall. Your hands go numb when you're doing simple chores. Your feet feel phantom-like, as if you're wearing thick wool socks 24/7. Walking gets scary because your internal GPS is offline. You start bumping into furniture. But when you reintroduce B1, the healing kicks in almost instantly. Your body starts patching up that protective layer on your nerves. The signals start coming through crystal clear again. The numbness starts to retreat week after week. Patients tell me it's like waking up, or like someone finally flipped the breaker switch back on. Now you might be thinking, Dr. Caldwell, I eat healthy. I'm sure I get enough B1. Here is the hard truth most doctors miss. A huge chunk of adults over 60 are low in B1, and they don't know it until the nerve damage is severe. Research suggests up to a third of older folks aren't getting enough from food alone, and if you take certain meds, those numbers look even worse. Why is this happening? There are 3 big reasons, and knowing them could save you a lot of pain. First, as we age, our stomach acid gets weaker, which means we can't pull B1 out of our food as well as we did in our 20s. You could be eating the perfect diet, but your body might only be absorbing a tiny bit of the nutrients. A healthy 30-year-old might absorb 60% or 70% of the B1 they eat, but over 60, that can plummet to 20% or 30%. Same meal, but your body just can't process it the same way. Second, a lot of common prescriptions actually block B1 or flush it out of your system. If you're on diabetes meds like metformin or water pills for blood pressure, those are draining your B1 tank every single day. Even some acid reflux meds do this silently. These drugs fix one issue but cause another that nobody warns you about. I've seen folks on these meds for a decade with zero clue that their B1 is tanking. They think the nerve pain is just getting old, but it's actually a vitamin deficiency. Third, even if you eat B1 foods like beans or pork, modern processing strips the vitamins right out. White bread, white rice, they're basically empty calories. Your body is working overtime with no fuel. Let me give you a real-world example. I had a patient, let's call him Robert, 71 years old, super fit guy. Walked daily, ate his greens, no junk food. He did everything right, but he came to me saying his feet were getting numb and it was spreading. He said it felt like he was walking on sponges. He couldn't feel the brake pedal in his truck. He was scared he had severe circulation issues. We ran some labs and his B1 was through the floor. Turns out he was taking a water pill and a diabetes med for years. Those pills were robbing him of B1 and nobody caught it. We put him on a B1 protocol immediately. 3 weeks later, he called me, practically choked up. He said, "Wiggy, Dr. Caldwell, I can feel the floor again. I can feel the gas pedal." He felt safe for the first time in months. He said it was like someone turned the lights back on in his legs. That's when it hit me how many people are suffering for no reason, just walking around with low B1, letting their nerves die off because nobody connected the dots. They accept the pain as aging, but the fix is right there. If you're over 60 and have any tingling or burning, realize that every day you wait, your nerves take more of a beating. New damage can be fixed fast. Old damage takes a long time and sometimes sticks around. Speed is key here. Also, low B1 messes with more than just nerves. It tanks your energy, your mood, and your memory. Some folks feel wiped out and blame their age, but they just need B1. Some feel foggy and worry about Alzheimer's when they really just need this vitamin. So here is exactly what you need to do. Listen closely because the details are the difference between this working and failing. Buy the right type of B1. Not all supplements work the same. This is the most important part. You need a form called benfotiamine. Regular thiamine gets dissolved too fast in your gut to do much good for your nerves. Benfotiamine is fat-soluble. It sticks around and penetrates the nerve tissue way better. The right dose. For fixing nerves, I recommend between 150 milliliters and 300 milliliters of benfotiamine a day. That is the therapeutic sweet spot. The great news? B1 is safe. Your body uses what it needs and pees out the rest. You can't really overdose on it. If your pain is bad, start with 300 milliliters. If it's just a mild tingle, 150 milliliters might do the trick. But most seniors I see need the full 300 milliliters to see a real change. Timing is everything. Take it in the morning with breakfast. Never on an empty stomach. B1 gives you energy, so if you take it at night, you might be staring at the ceiling. Take it with a meal that has some healthy fat, eggs, avocado, nuts. Because fat helps your body absorb the benfotiamine. Keep the bottle by your coffee pot so you can't miss it. Make it a habit. Set an alarm on your phone if you have to. Consistency is the secret sauce. Your body burns through B1 all day. If you skip days, your results will be choppy. It's like watering a garden. You can't just flood it once a month. It needs water every day. So what happens when you start this protocol? In week 1, you'll probably just feel more energetic. Patients tell me the brain fog lifts after a few days. They feel sharper. Week 2 is when the nerves start waking up. Maybe the tingling isn't as loud in the morning, or your feet feel a bit more grounded. These are the little wins that show it's working. Weeks 3 and 4? That's when the magic happens. The static quiets down. You can feel the texture of a blanket. Your balance improves. You aren't dropping your keys. You feel safer walking around your own home. By months 2 and 3, it's a whole new ballgame. Most patients tell me they feel like a new person. The burning is gone. The numbness is a distant memory. They're back to living life. Let me tell you about Margaret. She was 67, came to me crying because she couldn't feel her grandkids' hands holding hers. She was dropping dishes, cracked her phone screen multiple times. She was terrified of becoming a burden. She felt like she was walking on a boat deck in a storm. She'd already taken 2 bad falls. Margaret had been a seamstress for 40 years, and now she couldn't button her own blouse. She was crushed. Her lab showed severe B1 deficiency. We started her on 300 milliliters of benfotiamine daily. In 14 days, she felt a shift. Her hands felt responsive. By week 6, she was buttoning her shirt solo. She cried when she told me, because that little bit of independence meant everything. 3 months in, she was sewing again. She made me a scarf to say thanks. But I didn't fix her. The B1 did. Her body did. I just gave it the tools. Margaret suffered for 2 years before finding the answer. You don't have to wait that long. But before I let you go, I have 3 safety warnings. Get tested if you can. Ask your doc to check your B1 levels. It's good to know where you're starting from so you aren't guessing. If you have kidney issues or take a lot of meds, check with your doctor first. B1 is generally super safe, but if your health is complicated, always get the green light from your physician. Watch out for interactions. If you are on diabetes pills or water pills, tell your doctor you're taking B1 so they can monitor you. B1 works better with friends, specifically vitamin B6 and B12. They work as a team to support your nerves. Instead of just B1, look for a B complex that has benfotiamine, plus about 100 milliliters of B6 and 1,000 mcd of B12. That trio is dynamite for nerve health. I know how hard it is to watch your independence slip away. It breaks my heart. That's why I'm sharing this. You don't have to just live with it. Your body is amazing at healing if you support it. Week 1, start 150-300 milliliters of benfotiamine with breakfast. Do it today. Week 2, add that B complex. Keep a little journal of your symptoms so you can see the progress. Week 4, get your levels rechecked. Drink plenty of water, cut back on alcohol, it kills B1, and eat whole foods. This plan has saved so many people from misery, and it can help you too. Now I want to hear from you. Drop a comment. Are you feeling that numbness right now? What are your symptoms? Your story helps others realize they aren't alone. If this video gave you some hope and a plan, please hit that like button. Subscribe to the Dr. James Caldwell channel if you haven't yet, because I'm here every week with tips to help you age stronger. We are proving that your golden years can be your best years. I'm Dr. James Caldwell. Remember, you can reclaim your comfort and your life. Take care of those nerves, stay strong, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next video. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that like button. It really helps the channel. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss out on future videos. I'd love to hear your thoughts, so drop a comment below and let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next.